Hello everybody, welcome back to another matchday preview. Fresh off the back of just recording my preferred 11 for Fulham-ish. We're jumping straight on the bandwagon and going for the preview against West Ham. As I said, on the preferred 11 Fulham-ish, it's our first trip to the London Stadium since it became West Ham's. Last played them at Upton Park, and I'll get into that a little bit later on. But look, I think if you rewind back to December when we played the West Ham, I felt it was one of them games where we was unlucky. I felt we started off really well. I thought Kamara had that big chance in the first 10 minutes. He went 1-on-1 with Fabianski. It was a poor finish, wasn't it? Hit straight at Fabianski. And West Ham literally had 2 counter-attacks in that first half and 2 goals. And then all of a sudden, the blink of an eye, we're 2-0 down and chasing the game. And then the second half already, didn't it? It was typical us. It just petered out and we didn't really look much of a threat. West Ham had done their job, so it was a case of them just shutting us out and just seeing out the win, which was quite comfortable in the end for them. I don't know about this on Saturday. I mean Friday night, sorry. I know it's on Sky Sports as well. Sky seems to be wanting to show all our games at the moment, trying to humiliate us in the best way possible, but it's a London derby, so I can understand why it's on TV, but a Friday night, is it 8:15 kickoff? I think it is. You know, it's not great, is it? But nevertheless, we're going to get straight into it. Looking at West Ham, they're currently sitting 10th in the league at the moment. They've played 26 games, won 9 of those. They've drawn 6 and lost 11 with a goal difference of -7, but they've accumulated 33 points, from those 26 games. The last 3 games have been 1 defeat and 2 draws. Their last draw, I think, was away at Crystal Palace last week. I think it was a 1-1 draw there. Top goal scorer this season for them is Felipe Anderson with 8 goals this season, and most assists is Mikel Antonio with 3. So, straight into head-to-head as well. West Ham have had 12 wins to our 4 when we played against each other in home and away fixtures in the Premier League. And our last visit to West Ham actually was a 3-0 defeat at Upton Park on the 30th of November 2014. And if I remember correctly, that was Martin Jol's last game in charge for us before we sacked him and turned to Rennie Mullenstein to try and get us out of the mess. That didn't work either, if you remember correctly. And we ended up with the Danger Mouse lookalike Felix Magath, who, you know, we don't need to. We know what happened there, didn't we? So, moving into the actual topic of it, you know, look, we just have to go into this game and I just don't see us winning another game. Just being brutally honest, I really don't. The reflection last week was good. I thought we started the first 10 minutes of the game quite well against Manchester United, but then it's just this problem when the first goal goes in, the heads go down, and it was just game over from the minute Pogba stuck down the back of the net. It was a sloppy goal to concede. Joe Bryan playing everybody else on side. Obviously, Tim Ream had stepped up along with the other lot at the back as well, but that's the type of defensive issues we had this season, where 3 of our back 4 will step up and 1 won't step up, play them all on side and see the silly goal from it. The second goal was even worse. And it seemed that every time Martial, or whoever it was coming down that left-hand side at pace, you used to see Le Marchand and Tim Reams absolutely cacking it. They just didn't have a clue what to do, whether to get into them or sit back off them and try and stand them up. They just didn't have a clue what to do. And you know what? They exploited that quite well. They knew where we were going to be weak at the back, and they just took it to us, didn't they? And then obviously we rolled over and took an easy 3-0 defeat, didn't we? But look, I'm not expecting us to win on Friday night. If I'm honest, I'm going to expect us to lose. And I keep getting people say to me, "Oh, you're being negative." But look, what can we be positive about? We've got a manager who's a PR-friendly version of Sam Allardyce, and I've seen people on Twitter say you should have gone for Sam Allardyce. But what's that? It's just, we're playing the exact same football we would have done under Allardyce. It's long ball, it's defensive, it's bland, it's just. And people might say, "Oh yeah, who do you think you are? You want to play good football?" We did play good football, but the actual style of football we've got at the moment just doesn't suit the players we've got. We've got players at this club who want to get on the ball and play good football. We're not suited to sitting back behind the ball and counter-attacking at speed. Ranieri's tried to implement it, but it hasn't worked. And if we're going to stand any slim chance of staying up, we're going to have to go back to the style of football which got us to the Premier League and which got us the good points in the Championship. We're going to have to play good football. Ranieri won't want to play that. He's exiled a lot of the better players from this team. Tom Kearney, Ryan Sessegnon can't get a look in, and it's just I don't even know what to say really, to be honest. It's just absolutely, it's just a mess, isn't it? This football club's a mess from top to bottom. There's so much wrong at the moment, and as I said, I can't see us winning another game between now and the end of the season. Our next home game's Chelsea, and that'll probably end about 10-0, won't it? Considering how poor Chelsea are at the moment as well. We'll still find a way to get beat by them. And look, where do we go from here? I don't know. I'm talking as if we've been beaten already, but if we win the game, then great. But I'm not expecting us to. I'd love to see us stay up, but it's looking unlikely. West Ham will probably beat us quite easy, I think. They're not in the best of form at the moment, but they seem to do a job against us whenever we play against them, especially at Upton Park when we last played them, especially away from home. We've never had a great record there, so I don't see the reason why it's all going to suddenly change, especially at home as well. I don't know. it's just going to be difficult, isn't it? I mean, we're just stuck in that transitional period of, do we try and commit and try and go for it and try and stay up? Try and give at least any sort of hope, or do we just try and look to try and transition into a bit more, and look towards the long term of maybe going back down into the Championship and trying to rebuild again? But I think that's what we're going to have to do. I don't really see us getting much at West Ham on Friday night, as I said. It's going to be a difficult game there. London Stadium's become a bit more of a tougher ground to go to than it had been originally. I think Pellegrini's done a good job at West Ham. He's turned it around after a poor start, and they're looking like a better team who are going to finish in the top half of the table. And where do we? And it's just it's annoying for us, because you look at Wolves, who got to a quarter-final FA Cup over the weekend. They're doing really well, and they got it right in the Championship. They went up with a good foundation. We went up with a poor foundation. We went up with a number of low knees, and we had to rebuild again. Whereas Wolves could really just, instead of having to rebuild again, they had that foundation where they could build upon. They could bring in about 6 players to add to the group they had. And it didn't mean there wasn't too many wholesale changes, was there? But it's going to be a tough game, as I said, though. Talking about the West Ham game, I'm not expecting us really to do anything. If Ranieri goes that far over the back, then I think we'd have probably lost before we've even kicked a ball. And it's just going to be one of those things where, if you watch my preferred 11, that's the team I'd want to see. And I think the team which I've given would say it was a better chance of actually getting something at West Ham and getting some more better results that could see us with us, increase our smaller chances of staying up. But I don't think it's going to look likely. I think we're going to go back with that persistent 5-back formation. It's just bland, and then I'm getting fed up with it, really, to be honest, because I was all for Ranieri being appointed at the time, but I didn't expect it to be this bad. And you've got to think to yourself, well, how the hell has this bloke won a Premier League? It's just confusing. The substitutions are confusing as well. Look, and speaking of that, you look at West London at the moment, the Italian sort of problems at the moment, isn't it, with Sarri as well? But I tell you what, we could always go to Chelsea and ask for a swap. I saw people on Twitter say about that. That'd be a good idea, actually, wouldn't it? Ranieri go to Chelsea and Sarri come to us. I think Sarri ball will actually suit us a lot more than it does at Chelsea. So that'll never happen, obviously, but you can only dream, can't you? But look, we are going to lose. My prediction will be a 2-1 defeat. I don't really see us getting anything on Friday, as I said. Something like a broken record, I keep repeating myself there. But West Ham will probably have a little bit too much more in hand, especially with Arnautovic. I think he's fit again. I don't think he played against us at Craven Cottage. I got Felipe Anderson back in the team as well. So a number of good players. Like Declan Rice is really coming of age in the midfield for them, alongside Mark Noble as well. So we're going to probably get beat, as I said, and I don't know. I don't know. It's just it's sad times, really, isn't it? And you can only hope that something great can come of this. Some miraculous escape again, but I don't think it is going to happen. We just seem too flat on confidence at the moment to really have any sort of belief to go and pull off another great escape like we did in 2008, I think it was. But we can only give it a go. We've got to go to Upton Park, try and do a job at least, and see where we go from there. If we get beat, we get beat. If we win, then brilliant, fantastic. I'd love it if we could get a win, but it's not going to look likely for us. We don't do well there, as I said, and I'm expecting us to get beat. So if you did enjoy this preview, hit the thumbs up, subscribe as well, and all that stuff as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. And yeah, see you soon.